Hi students, this is Viswanath, Chemistry faculty for NEET and IIT exams. Last class we completed two applications of equilibrium constant. Now see the next one. This equilibrium constant is useful for calculating equilibrium concentrations. See this. If we know the value of equilibrium constant and initial concentrations, then we can calculate equilibrium concentrations. See the related multiple choice question. At 87 degrees Celsius, the following equation is established. H2 plus S gives rise to H2S. Kc, equilibrium constant is given. Kc equal to 0.08. If 0.3 moles of hydrogen and 2 moles of sulfur are heated at 87 degrees Celsius in a 2-liter vessel, what will be the concentration of H2S at equilibrium? So product concentration at equilibrium we have to find out. So given Kc value, given equation, its concentration, its number of moles 0.3 for this 2 initial moles, for this 0. Now since it is a solid, change in the number of moles of this pure solid we can neglect. So from this x moles is decreased, same x moles is formed as the product. So at equilibrium, number of moles of H2 gas is 0.3 minus x, and for H2S, x. So equilibrium constant Kc equal to, this is the expression. So for this concentration means x by 2. 2 is the volume of the vessel. 0.3 minus x by 2. So from this we can get x value. Now we want concentration of H2S. So number of moles of H2S at equilibrium is 0.022 divided by volume of the vessel 2. So number of moles by 2 means concentration of H2S, that is this one. So what is the option? Option A is the answer. Okay, see the next one. Next question, multiple choice question. The equilibrium constant of a reaction at 298 Kelvin is 5 into 10 power minus 3, and at 1000 Kelvin 2 into 10 power minus 5. What is the sign of delta H for this reaction? Already we completed characteristics of equilibrium constant. Equilibrium constant value depends on temperature. Here 298 Kelvin, this is the equilibrium constant. At 1000 Kelvin, this is Kc value. So temperature increased, then what about equilibrium constant? Decreased. 10 power minus 3, 10 power minus 5. This is smaller value, this is bigger value. At low temperature, Kc value is large. At high temperature, Kc value is decreased. That means increase in temperature is not favorable condition for equilibrium constant. That means low temperature is favorable. So low temperature favorable means what is the sign of delta H? Negative. Forward reaction is exothermic, so delta H is negative. For exothermic reactions, low temperature is favorable. If we increase the temperature, that reaction occurs slowly. So it is revealed by comparing the equilibrium constant values in this question. So forward reaction is exothermic, delta H is negative. Option B is the answer. We need not do any calculation, just from the characteristics of equilibrium constant we can get answer for this type of question. Next, the equilibrium constant of the reaction 2SO2 plus O2 gives rise to 2SO3 when the reaction is conducted in a 1 liter vessel was found to be 2.5 into 10 power minus 3. If the reaction is conducted at the same temperature in a 2 liter vessel, then the value of Kc is, here observe carefully, at a particular temperature Kc value is given, that is 2.5 into 10 power minus 3, and volume is 1 liter. Same reaction is conducted in another vessel of volume 2 liters at the same temperature. In both the cases volume is different, temperature is same. From characteristics of equilibrium constant we can understand equilibrium constant depends on temperature, not volume of the container. So Kc value is independent of the volume. So at the same temperature, if we increase the volume or decrease the volume, there is no change in equilibrium constant. That's why at a 2 liter vessel also equilibrium constant is same, that is 2.5 into 10 power minus 3. So by seeing this type of lengthy question, sometimes students may feel difficult. More calculation is there to get the answer. Simple thing. If we use that characteristic, immediately we can get answer without any calculation. Okay. Next. N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. For the reaction, initially the mole ratio was 1:3 of N2 is to H2. Nitrogen, hydrogen are taken in this mole ratio. At equilibrium, 50% of each has reacted. If the equilibrium pressure is P, the partial pressure of NH3 at equilibrium we should calculate. Okay, so 50% only reacted. Nitrogen reacted 50%, hydrogen also 50%. Degree of dissociation alpha equal to 50%. This is given equation. Initial moles for this 1, for this 3, for 0. At equilibrium, from this 50% means what is the remaining? 0.5. From this 50% remaining 1.5. Now for this one, how can we get 1 mole of NH3 at equilibrium? Means, see this. According to balanced equation, 1 mole of N2 produces how many moles? 2 moles. 1 mole of N2 produces 2 moles. 0.5 moles of N2 produces 1 mole. That's why NH3 number of moles at equilibrium is 1. Equilibrium pressure, it is given in the question, that is P. That means total pressure equal to P. Already we know that partial pressure of ammonia equal to mole fraction of ammonia into total pressure. This formula this relation we can get from Dalton's law of partial pressures. Pressure of the gas, partial pressure of the gas equal to mole fraction of the gas into total pressure. So here NH3 mole fraction, number of moles of NH3 at equilibrium 1 divided by total number of moles of reaction mixture at equilibrium. So these, add that one, we can get this P NH3, partial pressure of NH3 equal to P by 3. So what is the option? Option A is the answer. Okay. See the next one. For which of the reversible reaction Kp equal to Kc? For which of the reversible reaction Kp equal to Kc? Kp Kc relation already we know that is Kp equal to Kc into RT whole power delta n. Calculate delta n for all these options which has 0. That option having Kp equal to Kc. Option D having delta n equal to 0. Delta n means number of moles of the gaseous products minus number of moles of the gaseous reactants. So only for D option delta n equal to 0. Substitute in this formula, then we can get Kp equal to Kc. So option D is the answer for this. Next, 2 moles of PCl5 was introduced in a vessel of 5 liter capacity of a particular temperature. At equilibrium, PCl5 was found to be 35% dissociated into PCl3 and Cl2. The value of Kc for the reaction PCl3 plus Cl2 gives rise to PCl5. This question is somewhat different than other questions. Here, backward reaction we should consider. PCl5 2 moles was introduced and PCl5 undergoes 35% dissociation. So backward reaction. Say this. Given number of moles of PCl5 2, concentration of PCl5, concentration formula we know that concentration equal to number of moles divided by volume. Number of moles 2, volume 5 liters, 2 by 5, concentration 0.4. 35% dissociation. So degree of dissociation alpha equal to 35%, that is 0.35. 35% means 35 divided by 100, so 0.35. Now see the equation. PCl3 plus Cl2 gives rise to PCl5. Initial concentration 0 for this 0.4. Now suppose this is C concentration. From this C alpha is dissociated. So same C alpha is formed. That's why at equilibrium concentration of PCl3 C alpha for this C into 1 minus alpha. So C value we know that 0.4, alpha value also we know that 0.35. Substitute, then we can get these values. Write Kc expression PCl5 divided by PCl concentration of PCl3 into Cl2 concentration. Substitute the values, then we can get this one. So equilibrium constant is 13.3. Okay, next, a nitrogen hydrogen mixture initially in the molar ratio of 1:3 reached equilibrium to form ammonia when 25% of the nitrogen and hydrogen had reacted. If the total pressure was 24 atmosphere, the partial pressure of NH3 at equilibrium we should find out. Same, similar type of question we completed. Small change here, values are given. N2 H2 are reacting each other in a molar ratio 1:3. In that 25% only reacted from N2 25% and H2 25%. Then total pressure is 24 atmosphere. What is the partial pressure of NH3 at equilibrium condition? Okay, see that. Given degree of dissociation alpha equal to 25%, this is the equation. So given molar ratio 1, 3, this one 0. From this 25% reacted means remaining 0.75, 25% from this remaining 2.75. Here from this equation we can get 1 mole of N2 produces 2 moles of ammonia. Here 0.25 moles because 25% only consumed or reacted. So 0.25 moles of N2 produces 0.5 moles. So at equilibrium, number of moles of ammonia is 0.5. Now, according to from Dalton's law of partial pressure of the ammonia equal to mole fraction of ammonia into total pressure. So mole fraction means number of moles of ammonia 0.5 divided by total number of moles of reaction mixture at equilibrium. Substitute these values into 24. Then we can get this one. So partial pressure of ammonia equal to 3 atmosphere. So what is the option? Option B is the answer. Okay. Next. In last class we completed this question. A small modification for this. Say this. What will be the effect on the equilibrium constant on increasing temperature if the reaction neither absorbs heat nor releases heat? In this case, reaction is not releasing heat energy and not absorbing heat energy. In that condition, if we increase the temperature, what is the equilibrium constant? Equilibrium constant will remain constant. There is no change in this type of reaction. No change in the value of equilibrium constant in this type of reaction. So, understand this modification in the answer. Option A is the answer. Thank you.